Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. Today I'm going to talk about my Seiko Samurai. Now before I purchased this watch, I knew that I wanted a mid-range, mid-priced Seiko, probably Prospex line watch. Initially I was drawn to the turtle and I went and tried on quite a few different variations of it, but I just didn't find that it suited my wrist. Now, I still love the turtle, I think it's a fantastic watch, and I do hope to get one in for review at some point in the future, but for me, on my wrist, I just didn't like how it sat. So then I started looking at other watches in the range. I'd always liked the Samurai, but never really thought much about it, but then I saw this particular variation. This dial really attracted me to it. So I went and tried on a few Samurais. I wasn't able to find this particular variant, however, all the case dimensions are the same, and as soon as I put it on wrist, I went, oh yes, that's me. So I went and bought the Great White Shark. So, I'll be looking forward to reviewing this. Let's have a look. So here's my Seiko Samurai Save the Ocean SRPD23K Great White Shark Edition. Wow, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Being a special edition, it comes with a much nicer and bigger box. Let's have a look what's inside. Inside this box here is the manual. But within the whole box is this nice, lovely, well-presented cardboard watch box with this nice blue accent with the Seiko logo in the middle. Within the lid is the Seiko, the Prospex symbol, Prospex, Save the Ocean. And there is my watch. What a beauty. Comes in this nice presented case, nice cushion. Comes with the hang tags. So here's that beautiful Seiko Samurai Save the Ocean edition. And as you can see, it's called the Great White Shark because there's a little fin in the water there. And on the rear of the second counterbalance is a cutout that looks a little bit like a fin as well. What stands out for me with this watch is that dial. It's textured as well as coloured. It is absolutely glorious. That coupled with this beautiful bezel, this unique angular case shape, really makes this watch one of my absolute favourites. So let's look at the dimensions of the watch overall. It has a 43mm case, 13mm wide, 48mm lug to lug. However, you can see that the bracelet sticks out a little bit further, making it 52mm. It has a 22mm lug length, and size for my 6 3/4 inch wrist, it weighs in at 177 grams. Let's take another look at that face. Isn't that amazing? So as you can see, there is a textured face, as I already mentioned. It has applied indices. It has a date at 3 o'clock. The Seiko logo is printed on. Also printed is the Prospex logo, automatic, divers 200 meters. And there's some other numbers down there that are very, very, very small. The bezel itself has an aluminium insert. There is an amazing textured surface to it. Firstly, all of these colours are raised with the white markings as well as the numbers sunk within, including the white brakes and including the white surround and internal surround. And then every piece of colour, both the grey and the blue, has very minute circular striations through it. And if you can see quite closely, you can see those markings of through the colour in the blue there. It has a lovely tactile feel, and it has this beautiful feel when you move it. It is slightly muted, however it just feels nice, it sounds nice, it's super solid, there is no backward play, no movement whatsoever. It is covered by a flat piece of hardlex crystal. It has this lovely tactile crown with this lovely grip and lovely machined end with a very slight doming effect to it, which I really like. And the actual use of it as well is very, very pleasant. Pops out lovely. First position, second position, obviously with hacking and hand winding. There is an inner minute chapter ring that is on a slight angle. You'll also see that there is a slight angular to the bezel leading up to the face, which I really like. The case itself has vertical brushing, which is done very well. On the sides, again vertical brushing. There is vertical brushing on either side with a polished section in the middle. They have drilled end lugs. It is made of solid stainless steel construction, including a solid stainless steel bracelet. It has a solid end links with the fat bars. It is a brushed surface with some polished interior, polished on the side. It has the pin and collar system. The clasp itself is signed by Seiko, has the security lock, the 2 twin pushers, but it does have a pressed steel clasp. On the watch back is that nice Seiko wave, which has a nice 3D effect to it. Written on there is Divers Watch 200 meters, Seiko, it says special edition, has the Prospex logo, stainless steel. It is of course a screw down case back. Located within this watch is the 4R35 movement with hacking hand winding and only the date complication. So I think it's fairly obvious that I do like this watch, and the positives do stand out to me all over the place. That dial is stunning, everything about it. I like the hands, I like the texture, I like the colour, I like the inner chapter ring, which angles up slightly. This bezel is my favourite bezel on any watch that I've ever had. I love the texture, I love the feel, I like the 3D effect of it. I love the way that it moves. I love the way that it feels. I love the sound of it. I love the angular structure of the watch itself, and that crown is really pleasant to use. The bracelet is okay. It's nothing too special, but it's certainly not disappointing. However, having that pressed steel is rather disappointing. The 4R35 movement is a good standard Seiko movement. It's not too bad. It comes with a 48 1-hour power reserve. It generally is a bit of a workhorse. It should do you right throughout the years and shouldn't cost too much with servicing. So let's have a look at that movement on the time grapher. So this is where it gets a little bit disappointing for me. The movement itself is okay, and generally these things are pretty good. However, it really depends on which one you get. As you can see, it's at 21,600 beats per hour. The beat error is rather high. It's nice to have it under that 1 millisecond. The amplitude is actually not too bad, and it's plus 15 seconds a day, which is a little bit high, but it's certainly within the parameters of the movement itself. As you can probably tell, I really do like this watch. I wear it a lot. It's probably my most worn watch in my collection. Now, let's get back to me and I'll sum this up for us. So, now you've met my daily wearer. And yes, it absolutely has become my daily wearer. Out of all the watches in my collection, this is the one that I wear most. And that was part of the idea of buying this particular watch. I really wanted a nice quality Seiko, something that wasn't so expensive that I'd be freaking out about it whilst I wore it. However, nice enough that I wanted on the wrist every single day. Something that I could wear regularly, something I take out and about during the day, or even take out when I go travelling. And it has definitely made its way into my permanent collection. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in another video.